They talking that shit. That's a double dose. Underlay, by my nose. They lucky I did not pull up with a check it, but they want to hear it, so here I go. Let me talk my shit. Yeah. Let me talk my shit.
I guess that was the shit.
Literally. Whoa. Not a part of the show, folks. Not a part of the show.
I hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving.
I definitely enjoyed mine.
I enjoyed
it. It was good.
Drama. But I enjoyed it, but it was drama.
It was drama.
Oh,
okay. Let's start off. What happened on your Thanksgiving?
On Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is all family, right? So, Thanksgiving is supposed to be a time where you get together, you rejoice, you show your honor to your loved ones, your older loved ones, and things of that nature. I had posted a status that was related to everything that happened at Thanksgiving because family isn't family anymore. We don't have the big mamas, we don't have the grandmas anymore. Everyone is turning grandma at the age of 42, great grandma at the age of 62. So it's giving.
That's my Thanksgiving getting nasty.
Baby, when I tell you, but luckily my sister could cook in the name of God, so I was okay with that. The food was great. It was just the energy and the vibe that I was around. It kind of manifested into something that it really shouldn't have. Like, why is your baby father fighting my brother?
Oh.
Who won?
Girl, first of all, girl, I'm be honest with you, I was so high. I was so high, but the crazy part about I was high in the kids' room with the kids. Because I didn't want to be indulged. I heard everything. I just didn't want to be indulged in that bullshit. I just was hearing a bunch of commotion. By the time they was finished, it was holes and shit in the walls. So I was like, so did they fight the wall with each other? Like, I was just trying to think out.
Oh, they was fighting.
Oh, they were. Oh.
Right. So my main concern was the kids. So I had to pull all the kids in the room. It was a big thing. So I had wrote a status. I kind of, okay, and I'll take the accountability because I did start it. I did. So I don't like my sister's baby father. I don't. I don't.
I feel it.
And so I approached him. I said, "So you think you pretty much got to see that at the table?" I turned it into a joke, but he took it serious. So I said, "You think you got to sit at the table? You've been eating my sister's baby snacks all year long, and not replacing it. And you think you can just sit at the table? No, your placemats are at the kids' table, sir." So I was joking. I was joking.
That was shade. That was shade.
He hit him with a whole damn tree.
Baby, he listen, he was just so offended. And I had to really, before I even had a chance to, apologize to him because, you know how, when you get somebody and getting cold, looking at her, you get comfortable in it. So you didn't think nothing of it because we're always joking. So I guess when I said it around my family members. He kind of took offense to it, and I took that out, and I wanted to apologize. But before I had a chance to do anything, it opened up a window for my brother to be like, "Yeah, nigga, it's fine." I was like, "Okay, so let me just grab the kids." So
hold on. So you started everything and then grabbed the kids and left the room.
Child, I got the fuck out of there like saying the Frank Mike. I ain't lying.
Well, I mean, I'm down for it.
Yeah. So it was fun up until that point. I'm just happy that it didn't escalate in the beginning, but it took its course at the end because he came in anyway. So that was another reason why I planted the joke. I'm like, family here, we all having a good time. We haven't seen each other in a while. It was great. Games was going on, the TV was glancing, the sports was on. It just felt like old times. And so the extended side of the family started to roll in, and then I'm looking like, oh motherfucker, you didn't ate my sister nephew snacks all year long, motherfucker. You think you got to sit at the table? So that's where that came from. Like, you feel me? Like, I just had to, played a little joke, kind of live in the mood, and then it just took for the worst, and I was like, oh shit, okay, kids, come on, let's go. So, that's what it gave. That's what it gave. That's what it gave.
Dang. That is funny. So dope. You got your own little fan base, it looks like. I posted it on the thing. He's so cute.
You might get watch DMs. You might get a DM later on.
I might listen. It doesn't surprise me anymore because I get so much stuff. I literally had to block like 20 dudes today. I blocked the same dudes I accepted today with the same dudes that I blocked. Hey, what's going on? So I literally did that. It's crazy that you have to do that these days. Like I have first of all I have people boyfriends in my inbox. I have female baby fathers in my inbox. And I ain't talking about this regular conversation. They are exposing themselves. They send these videos and them fucking people. And it's just out of control. And I just don't want to be associated with that. Like, I don't want nobody coming after me. You know, I just don't.
How do you feel about somebody sending you videos and then fucking somebody else?
I feel disgusted. I feel dishonored.
What context? Is this like an ex, or is this somebody? Hey,
no, it's somebody that's interested in you, and they send you pictures. They send you pictures of them fucking somebody else. For me, if you're a top, I want to see you perform. If you're a bottom, if you're a bottom, I don't. That's not something I need.
Well, bitch.
Before I became spoken for, I would say, hey, let me see this product. But now it's disgusting. It's so inappropriate. Do not send me a video.
Now she winking. Did you see the winking? So
I was waiting for it to come. I was sitting there like, don't say, come on now. I saw it coming.
I have a man. Do not don't send me nothing.
The Tourette's kicking in.
I had a stroke a couple years ago. I can't help it. My eye does that.
Talk about I had a stroke a couple years ago. You're so silly.
Yo, I cannot. We're not gonna blame that on no stroke.
It's medically documented. I have weakness on the left side of my body, so it's.
But that was the right side that was winking.
Listen.
You may need to do that. You may need to go back and start doing the L's. Remember the L's?
I'm fucking dead. But honestly, for me, it's degrading. It's disgusting because I feel like. Do y'all really want my honest opinion again?
Of course, always. Don't tell us no lies.
I'm right. This is how I
feel. Like you because you talk
shit. And I hope I don't step on any toes, but if I do, fuck you, go to hell. If I with me personally, first and foremost, the first thought of my mind is, why would you say good news to someone you don't know, especially if you're not getting paid or getting offered some sort of benefit to send it? And I always tell people, this is even because it's inevitable. We can't stop people from doing what they do. I get that. I'm not here to change anybody's perception. I'm not here to derail anyone. Whatever you do is whatever you do. We're all grown. However, for me, I value myself as I want to respect myself first and foremost. If I did not show you my news, don't invite yourself to show me yours because you don't know me and I don't know you. And then it destroys the moment. What if I do have an interest in you because you're fine? You might be fine as fuck.
But the thing is, you may be fine as fuck, and I drive 30 minutes to your house, and then you didn't send me anything. And
you said 30 minutes, bitch. 30 minutes.
30 minutes too far.
Bitch, I ain't even driving around the corner to your house. Bitch, no. We want to.
I'm perfectly fine with taking flights, travel. If you want to see the horse, if you want to send the horse and carriage, I'll hop in.
I have definitely gone to see a man about a dog 2 times in my life.
Listen, the only way I'm doing that is if they claim to me. I ain't doing it for the thrill of it. I ain't doing it for the fun of it because people out here are fucking crazy. Call me boring, call me old fashioned. Because the last time I did, I flew to Detroit, bitch, and I didn't know if I was gonna make it out.
Bitch, nobody goes to Detroit. People don't visit Detroit.
No, that was all, girl. Let me tell you about that. I used to date this nigga named
no name.
You gotta come up with make up a name.
Detroit. We're gonna stick with that. Detroit. No names, but Detroit. Cause y'all caught me. Cause y'all knew I was gonna answer.
I knew you was finna do it.
Y'all know it. But no.
Oh damn.
He'll be back. Anywho, oh, there you go.
Sorry, no, because
you get a phone call. You do not disturb. You need to put your phone on do not disturb.
That's that big. That's Big D calling you.
That did say Big D, but put your phone on do not disturb. Put your phone on do not disturb, and then just go ahead and go to from now.
Okay, that's wait. Okay.
Put your phone on do not disturb, because Big D said, "Oh, you lying."
Well, Big D, because everything. Because first and foremost, okay, so I went. Okay, this is the story of this. Before I got into a relationship with this dude, Detroit, which by the way, I used to be all for it. I used to be all for the traveling, the rush of it, just to get the experience. I used to be for all of that. But when I went to Detroit, baby, it was just given. I don't think I'm making it home because I wasn't giving him what he wanted. Like I wasn't giving him what he wanted. Like I told him from the beginning, like, okay, if we're gonna do this, I want to come out chill with you, I want to vibe with you, I want to see what type of person you really are. And he agreed, and everything was on a good sliding scale. I knew what I was walking into, but everything was on a good sliding scale. The moment I got there, right, I'm having a good time with this guy. Everything is great. Everything is Gucci. This nigga is gonna wait 12 hours to pour his dick out in public. And then had another to be like, well, what you want to do with it? Outside?
Yes.
In the car.
Outside.
In November.
In November. You look a little cold. Let me warm you up.
So my kid can get icicles along with his dick too?
Say it again.
What was that?
Repeat your statement one more time, my love.
I don't want to get icicles in my mouth.
You ain't gonna get icicles?
No icicles in your mouth.
But I want to get cold.
Your body temperature is not your body temperature should be at 96.9. Was it 96.9?
Okay, like 97.
I mean, like, but the moral of the story is, I would say this, the moral of the story is, I'm a bit boring when it comes to stuff like that. I may talk my shit and act the way that I act, but I have to hold up some sort of...
And friction does cause heat.
Friction definitely causes heat, but first of all, I don't know what his intention was. Let me say that. I don't know this man from a can of paint. I don't know if he's trying to affect me. I've been in situations where niggas will come out and be like, bitch, I can't wait to see you because I'm gonna rape you. I've actually had people who said these things to me. Like, so again, I don't know. When you're in that type of environment, you never know who to trust. I'm better.
With me and Chucky, it's like you can't rape the willing. So
that's always my thing, because no lie down, anybody has ever said that to me, my very first thing I say is, really?
I guess for me, it's like the real thing. I guess for me, it's like, hey man, get your friend off of me. Like I'm usually the one where it's like, and Chucky can attest to this. It's like, hey girl, that man said no. I'm usually the aggressor.
Nah. I'm no lie at all. I have driven from Jacksonville, Florida, which is on the northern what part of Florida is that?
Florida.
Northeast part of Florida, all the way to Tampa, just to get something that was like this.
I have driven them out the Chasey Road to go see a man about a horse.
Well, besides Detroit, I've actually drove from Maryland to Ohio for that city.
Yeah.
And it was fabulous. It was absolutely amazing.
It makes a wonderful weekend.
It does.
I've never. Chasey Road is the furthest I've driven out for it because it's just that's just, and at the time that was the vehicle I had, my old white car like that. I wouldn't trust that bitch nowhere.
But the thing is, back to my statement. Y'all, you will drive more than 30 minutes. You'll drive more than 30 minutes to get some.
Not now, then I would, but not now.
You got your car electric.
It's electric.
And bitch, he'll be paid. It's electric. Because I ain't playing them games, bitch. I'm too old. It's like the older I get, I just don't want to tolerate it. I just don't want to tolerate it. I just don't. And it's crazy because the older that we get, especially in this new modern age that we're living in, it's a lot of people who don't know how to control their emotions. So if you don't give them what they want, people are very spiteful and very vengeful, especially when you're attractive and they want you so bad and they doing any and everything just to get you. It's just it's a scary thought. It's really a scary thought. Like we see this every day. We see our African American people of all sorts of backgrounds getting murdered behind people who cannot control their emotions because they cannot put themselves in a position to understand that rejection is just what it is. It can save your life, but some people don't want to hear that. Some people want what the fuck they want. So
yeah.
I now, the older I get, and it's so crazy because the older I get, with the kids that we are around, the stupidity keeps climbing the ladder. And I don't want to be associated with that. I really would like to get to know who I'm talking to, who I'm dealing with, where am I going, where do you live. It's just certain questions that I have to ask, and we don't ask enough questions as is. We always dive in.
We do not.
So, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't give a fuck if you live around the corner from my home. Can I come chill with you? No, the fuck you cannot, sir. Meet me at Fridays, please, because I would like to have a motherfucking boneless, endless boneless wings with the barbecue. What pay for it? You meet me in public. So if anything happens to me, the whole public can be aware. But I'm not chilling with you in your home. I'm not doing that. Mm-mm.
I've always felt more comfortable. I always felt more comfortable with people coming to my house because I know my weapons are hidden. So I always felt more comfortable with people coming to my house than me going to their house. I can say that, but I'm also the person used to date drug dealers and everything else like that, and used double dose has stopped me a lot of times because the little guy I used to talk to in Daytona, I used to meet him at the trap house, and that's what we.
That I always found was dangerous. I'm like, you never know when somebody might try to come spray that whole house. Like you got to.
And when I say trap house, I mean it was all of the trap.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yes, we had to put something behind the door so nobody could come in.
I thought everybody was doing that boy like, yo, what y'all doing in that motherfucker?
No, because everybody just thought we was homeboys, so it was no problem. So it was no, but it was just like they used to stop me. No, you don't need to be going down there and everything else like that. Man, I used to take that drive late at night too.
And it be like that at times. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, baby. I wake up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and be like, why me, Lord? I'm gonna just go out and just call him real quick and see what he's doing. Like, oh, listen, it's oh my God.
And it's something about that time between 1 and 4 o'clock. It's something about that time. It just be like, yeah. I need it right now.
I was trying to assault my man the other night around that time, 1 o'clock in the morning. He's talking about what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing, honey. I'm horny. Like I had to apologize to him. I said, I'm sorry, I've been a horn dog all this week. I've been trying to get some. Like been busy and working and tired.
And I'm tired. So like, I'm not gonna keep beating my dick. That's one thing I'm not gonna do.
Yeah, I'm not finna. I'm not doing. My brother ran away from me one night.
I mean, granted, I can't say that because I literally do that like probably 10 to 20 times per day, and I'm perfectly okay with it. I'm perfectly okay with it because it's great. I do it while I work. I do it while I do everything. So like it's just if I'm driving, I'm in a car by myself, and I got a good little ride to go, I'm gonna get one out before I get there. But it's just.
And if I'm in the car with you, bitch, you forever driving because I ain't touching that steering wheel. I ain't even touching the radio, bitch. Play whatever you want to play. What happened?
No, lie. I'll prop the phone up right. I'll prop the phone right up on the dashboard. Listen, I'll sit there and put on what is his name, the Rabbit Killer. Jesus Lord. Yes.
Oh yes. Oh, I seen him.
Yes, Jesus Lord. And then that he came out with yesterday. He came out with yesterday, no lie at all. It was a clean 7 times. Yes, I have issues. I have those issues. I have those issues with touching myself. It's either me molest myself or me molest somebody else. So.
And I would rather molest myself before I let somebody else do it, which leads me to my next statement because bitch, I felt myself. I don't know how this happened because I was on motherfucking OnlyFans, which I thought was shut down, but I was on OnlyFans, right, and I was looking at somebody who I never thought would create an OnlyFans. I'm not gonna put his name out.
Thank you.
These are OnlyFans. You need to go ahead and advertise for them.
No, we ain't advertising for the OnlyFans unless they're gonna give us some marketing money.
Let me tell you why I'm not advertising it. Let me tell you why I'm not advertising it because he still to this day don't know that I know. He also don't know that I know his girlfriend, and he also don't know that I know his tea. And all of that was exposed on OnlyFans. But bitch, I got into it, bitch. And when I tell you he made me go and search for some toys, bitch, I wanted to hit my homegirl like, bitch, I know your nigga was saying like that. He fucked the shit. But I did not want to be messy. I did not want to be messy. I'm not a messy person. I let people live their life, but baby, when I tell you, I enjoyed every minute, every fucking 15 and 10 seconds, because I was sitting in that motherfucking video like, ooh, I ain't know he fuck niggas like that. Like, bitch, I ain't know he fuck niggas at all. Like, bitch, I was really sitting there, really, and again, I'm not putting them out there, but it's just interesting how people can, ooh, Lord, it's interesting how people can do things behind someone else's back without them knowing.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why I have to get to know you before I come to your home. Because if I come to your home and a piece of trade pop up and then he all emotional attached to you because you can give him the best dick of his life and he want to attack me, bitch, I'm in your house. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I mean, I completely feel that, but that literally brings us into our topic though. Like, if a man tells you that he loves you, but he cannot love you the way you want to be loved, does he really love you? Does he really love you? If he tells you that he loves you, but he's not loving you the way that you need to be loved, does he really love you?
You mean like dealing with your love languages?
Not necessarily love language, because the thing is, I mean, I guess you can say love language, but the thing is, I have learned being in a relationship for a long period of time, your love language changes. So that person has to adapt to how your love language changes.
I would say if he is refusing to adapt to my love language, like, okay, like for me, my love language is physical touch. Like I need to, especially with my person, like I definitely need it. And it's crazy because I didn't need that from everybody I've ever been with, but him particularly, like I need that from him. And I don't know, maybe just he's talking, but I need that from him. And yeah, right. But I feel like if he was the kind of person where it's like he was like physical touch, or affection was not something that he, was geared towards, then I would have to adapt to him because it's like, okay, that's not something that he's into. Whereas like now it's fine because I get unlimited. I'm good.
Well, for me, it's ooh, that's a good one. Only because when you're dealing with that, the first thing I'm gonna think is, do he know how to love himself? That's my first thing. That's my first thought. Do he or she know how to love themselves well enough to where they're on their person? Because a lot of the times we are beacons to people who we draw energy from, and we sometimes may not even know that we're allowing certain people to enter into our lives on a benefit level. So that leads me to my second question: why are you here? Is this a benefit to you because I'm attractive, or I can offer you something, or what is it? Because a lot of times people mistake love to be materialistic, to be violent, to be toxic, to be whatever they at that current time they want it to be. So it's really, really, really kind of hard to answer that in a fair question because people have a different definition of that, and people show it differently.
True. And we got to remember, even when it comes to relationship, like we both getting something out of it. That's at least that's how I look at it. Like and not just him, but like even in past, some people they're like, oh, I give them support, I give them additional love to the degree and or whatever, and they got to give some So, sometimes it as long as it's kind of balanced to a degree, you're not always going to be balanced every day. Every day is not guaranteed to be balanced, but it has to be some level of I give, you give, I take, you take.
My particular reason for asking if he and not she is because girls, when they're growing up, their mothers and everything else, most likely they teach them how to love, or they have somebody teach them how to love. With men, they don't teach. I mean, and who we are, and they don't teach us. I mean, us being black or whoever, they don't teach us. They don't teach us love. They teach you how to work. They teach you how to do everything to take care of your family. They teach you how to provide for your family. And that's just for the parents to teach their kids that. But so at the end of the day, that person may not know how to love. They may love you, but they may not know how to love or how to show you that love because they were never taught. So that was my main reason for bringing up that topic, is because the thing is, in our community, or when it comes to men, we gotta show men that men can be loved. And the reason I bring that up is because with the August, what's his name, August, and yeah, he came out. He didn't come out the closet. He just said, "This man is somebody I love. This man right here has been by me. He sticks by me and everything else like that. I love him." He didn't say he was gay or anything like that. We just took it and ran with it that he was gay because another man is saying that he loves him, or he's saying that he's loving another man.
And see, for his situation, that it's fucked up that people went that route, because he never said he came out of the closet or anything like that. Everybody just kind of jumped, oh, I can see it because of what Jada did to him and all this stuff. So I'm like, y'all went down this unnecessary this rabbit hole. And not to say that even if he is gay or bi, that's not the thing. It's just the idea that everybody went down that route. And my thing is, we grew up in a household. Well, I say we, but like we grew up in a household where my dad told my brother, "I love you, son," and gave my brother a hug. Don't get me wrong, he damn sure gave him a 2-piece and a biscuit, but he definitely let them know that it's okay to, say, "I love you, son." It's okay for that. Like, and my dad gave hugs to my brothers. There was where my dad wouldn't hug my brother. So like, when I hear men say that they didn't have that, it's weird. So to this day, has no problem expressing love to my brothers. Like he still has no problem expressing that love to my brothers, because my father would let them know, like, yeah, I love my sons. Like, there's nothing, no doubt about that. So, and it's crazy because we kind of had this conversation, had a private conversation today where it was like we talked about, affection when it came to fathers and their sons and whatnot. So it's just, I don't know. I find it so strange when I hear men say, like, yeah, my father never took me this. Like, are you okay? Like, I don't know how to, take that, because it's like, do you even know? Are you sure you can love me? Because you've never really kind of loved. So,
and that's my biggest thing is that if somebody loves you and they're showing you they love you in the way that they know, that doesn't mean they don't love you. That doesn't mean that they don't value you and they don't respect you. They're just showing you love the way they know how to show love. And that's my biggest thing. Because with a lot of guys, a lot of men, the thing is, when we're growing up, we're not taught that. We're taught to be tough. We taught to do all these things that make us men. But at the end of the day, when that man gets a spouse, he has to show that spouse how he loves her, or how that he loves her. And how exactly does he do that if nobody ever taught him?
And that's crazy that we're actually having this, because I grew up with
Jace. See if you turn your phone sideways, because see if you turn your phone sideways. See if your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you just sound far away.
Okay, cool. So with me, this is kind of like a touchy thing for me, all just aside, because my father never taught me how to properly love. He didn't teach me anything in regards to I love you, son. Let me embrace you. And I have a twin brother, and my brother can definitely tell you that. And I have older brothers who can tell you that. And he was always around. My mother always chose him, and I found it to be so funny because he will show her love and affection to her, but he wouldn't show the boys, like myself, love and affection, what we needed so we can pass it on to the interests of the people who we want to date and our kids who we want to raise and love. And it set the trend for a lot of emotional damage for me. Because I wanted that love from my father and I couldn't get it. I ventured out to go get it. And I got it in all the wrong ways. I got it in ways where I didn't think it would ever happen. I got it in ways where I caught a STD. I got it in a way where I fought in my relationship thinking I was loved. I have done everything that in my experience, I have done everything to try to equal up to that feeling that I always yearned from my father that he never gave me. And even up to his dying day, he still has not. And that was the last child that he spoke to. He still has not said, "Son, I'm sorry. Son, I love you. I embrace you. I'm proud of you." He has not said those words up to his dying day. And I always used to question my mother, like, why didn't my father do this? Why didn't my father do that? I feel like if he would have stepped in, maybe I wouldn't have been this way. And it took a woman, which is why I so admire women. I love the fuck out of women. And it's so crazy that I'm gay saying this because you would think you would hear that from a straight man, but this is coming from a gay man. Why I love women so much and I really give y'all all the praise because you guys have the ability of not only to bounce back but to put up so much shit and y'all just take the punches. And I really had to sit back and really had to talk to my mother, and I had to get answers because my father wouldn't give me answers. And the first thing she came to her terms and forming her letters into words to me was he wasn't taught. His father never taught him. So it's a generation of men out here who are being raised in a negative way of just being blocked off of certain things, and love happens to be one of them. And they don't realize that it affects us men when we get older because it gives us a satisfaction of well we can just do whatever the fuck we want to do. I don't need love. It is what it is sometimes, and we just roll with the punches. And then it's really sensitive. And I always try to tell people, especially with me, because I literally y'all don't even know I have a son. I have a 2-year-old, 2.5-year-old son. As a man of fact. I did. As a fact.
You don't gotta show no pictures.
No.
No, I mean I'm just saying because me personally, I'm proud of my son. I'm sorry, son. I'm not going to show him or nothing like that. But I'm glad y'all stopped me. Thank you for that. I'm glad y'all stopped me. But the thing is, everything that I haven't been taught, I'm teaching myself and my son. And it's important for me to show him I appreciate him and I value him because he didn't ask to be here. Same thing with me in a relationship with my father. And I had to explain to my mother, it plays a lot in my relationships because I feel like my father could have saved me the headache of certain things. Even if him and his wrongdoing towards you, he could have saved me some headaches. He could have saved me a lot of headaches. He could have saved me a lot of flaws, a lot of things in my relationships if he only would have just said those 4 letters. Love, that's it. He didn't even have to say I love you. All he just had to say was love. That way I would have automatically recognized that he's capable of loving and being loved. And that's another thing. With us men, we don't know how to receive it and reciprocate it sometimes because, again, we were never taught how to do it. So when we're put in that type of environment, it shuts everything down. It shuts people around us that care about us down. It shuts the interest of the people who we want to have around us down, and we don't understand why. So it plays a lot of factors in that. And like you said, people show different ways, different emotions, words, and different type of materialistic things to show the proof of I love you. And to that person, it may not even be enough. It may not even be what they want. That's why I always tell people when you get involved with other people, get to know them. Because sometimes that person may not even be right for you. And you could be taking on more than what you bear. And you may not even have the necessary skills to actually recover or heal from your past hurt, let alone bringing somebody else's past hurt and baggage in with you too. It's really, really.
And the thing is that the thing is that we live in an age now of social media. So the thing is, with social media, you see people buying people cars and doing all this stuff, whatever. I mean, doing all this stuff, and they do it all for the gram or Facebook or whoever they're doing it for. They're doing it for all the likes and everything else like that. But the thing is, that might not even be what that person needs to show that they need love. That's why me personally, I believe why there's so many people that cheat. There's so many people that step out because there's so many people that have more than one partner because they don't know exactly what to do to make one partner happy. And that's just my own personal belief. Granted, I could be dead ass wrong. Don't know.
No, you're not wrong in that. Honestly, you're really not, especially when that's gay men, which is another reason why the status that you have put up, I had to attack that. Like, and I had to change it real quick because I had to reread it. I was like, shit, I forgot you put that. But I mean, like, I had to change it. I had to think about it. I'm like, wait, did you just say? But no, I just, that's another reason why, and that's dangerous too, because not only are you tackling so many different people, but you're taking on so many different emotions, so many different You never know if a person is getting attached to you or not. You never know. You just never know. And again, we're living in a modern time where everything like that is okay to be. It's okay to date 4 or 5 people at a time. It's okay to be in orgies. It's okay to be in 3 different relationships. It's okay to have a wife, an ex-girlfriend, a current girlfriend, a side bitch at the same time, a tranny with a dick and titties. It's okay for people to do these things. They made it so okay for them to do that, not knowing the damage control that you're actually setting the tone for other people like us who really want to be loved and want to love something back genuinely one-on-one thing. It's like, how can you fight against that when the whole world itself is looking at it like, okay, well, if he's doing it, I'm doing it too. It's like everybody's following everybody. No one has their own mindset. No one.
Everybody wants to one up the next person. Everybody wants to one up the next person. And the thing is that when you're trying to one up somebody, and you go buy somebody a car, just using car for reference, you go buy somebody a car because you saw somebody else posted this, they bought that person a car, and they got all these likes or whatever. You're trying to one up that person, but the thing is that's not the person you're with. That's not their love language. They like things being done in private. They like if you're going to do something for them, they want you to do it sincerely. They want you to do all those things, and granted, they may look at it, oh yeah, he bought me a car, whatever. But it's going to come back up later on in an argument, whatever. Because when you love somebody, you don't bring those things up in arguments and anything else. You don't. But the thing is that that's how it's going to come back. It's going to come back up in an argument. It's going to come back up in a conversation with somebody else. Y'all bought her that car and everything else like that. You don't do those things. That's not love.
The very first time somebody bring up something, whether that they've done, that for me, that's the automatic done. Exactly. That's automatically gone. Like I can't, because now I'm gonna never want you to do anything for me because you're gonna throw it up every time. Like, it's and I've never understand that. I've never understood that mindset of people. It's like, why would you want to throw back in my face that you did something for me? Like, what was the point of you even doing it? Was it just to say I did it, so you have cause to say that you did something? Like, no, I don't want it anymore now, because now you made it, you punished, you made it dirty. Like, that's okay. I'll do it myself from now on. And
but the thing is, but the thing is, that's your mindset, and that's your mindset. But the thing is, that person was never taught how to love. That person was not taught how to love. And the thing is that when they're with you, they're still learning. They're still learning how to love. They love you, and they don't want to be with anybody else but you. I'm just saying for that right there. They don't want to be with anybody else but you. But the thing is that it's still that little piece that they need. Like he said, like his father say, "I love you." You need that one person. You need that person may not be here anymore. You may never get that from that person. And that's the thing is that we have to get past. As men, we got to get past. Oh, this person right here is not going to show me the love in this kind of way. I have to show them. I have to tell them how I want to be loved. And granted, yes, there is a lot of give and take with that, because I'm not going to keep on telling you 50 million times how I need you to love me.
Exactly.
I'm not going to do that. That's just me. I'm not going to do that. I will tell you a total of how I need to be loved. But the thing is, you need to get to know me and learn the emotions that I go through, and learn when I'm going through something that this is what I need right here in this particular time. Like, okay, if I'm sad or if I'm crying, I'm not one of those people that want to be touched. Do not touch me at all. I will black your eye. I will black your eye. Do not touch me at all. Just leave me alone.
Like I want to be hugged and then also it depends. Like if I'm angry, don't touch me. Don't touch me at this point. It's like now, like I'm enraged. Now I might hit you. But and again, my hit like it's like a mosquito.
You have no muscle tone.
Exactly. A mosquito.
That is so disrespectful.
She does not. She does not.
But,
I literally give her 5 pound bags of flour and say lift that because she ain't got no muscle tone at all.
And I would be listen, I was so pissed. I'm like, I get somebody to get up for me.
Don't worry about it because we're gonna go to the gym. We're gonna fix that problem because we're gonna come back like this. What's up?
But that's something that falls into a lot of other things with people not knowing how to love and not receiving love in the correct way, and then you end up with depression, anxiety, and a whole bunch of other things that person may be dealing with, and you don't know why that person's dealing with all these things. And the thing is that they never knew how to be loved. They may knew somebody loved them, but they never showed them that they loved them. So at the end of the day, they don't know how to share it with somebody else. And that's the big thing that we need to stop as men, as when we're raising sons. Like you said, you treat your son completely different. And that's the thing that we need to do. We show our sons, no matter what they do, I'm going to love you regardless. No matter if you're gay, trans, no matter what you are, I'm going to love you regardless. But the thing is, in our black community, as soon as somebody say they're gay, they're going to do the same thing they did with August. It's going to go completely left. Oh, I knew this nigga was soft. I knew all this stuff.
My thing is, it's like we are. I can understand older people. I can understand older people because in their mind, they're probably stuck in. But and hold on, wait a minute, hold on, time out. Will you say something? I'm not saying I'm excusing it. I'm not saying that they get a definitely not saying it. What I'm saying is that at a certain age now, we're in a certain time frame.
But the thing is that the thing is that you're saying we're in a certain time frame, at a certain age, you gotta knock that shit out. But the thing is, you gotta realize I'm just gonna compare us to like let's say somebody that is Puerto Rican, Mexican, whatever. When they grow up, they all live in one house, and then they help that next person build a house. They help that next person build a house. They help the next person. So far as us, as black people, we were never taught that. Even before we were slaves, the people that got sold were the people that were the weak. They were the people that were the weakest. They're the people that got sold. The people, and then when we got here, we weren't taught to work together. We were taught to work against each other. Because the thing is that
that's honestly not true. And that in history that there is historical documentation that we did actually like have generational houses. It just depending on what region.
Yes. What region? What he fixing a whole drink.
Every time I start and this is you hear the bottle pouring, I'm just like.
Yes, it does depend on the depend on those things.
Wait a minute, because it's depend on the region. It's not fair to say he did it. It was systematically done to destroy everything. There's a reason for everything. So certain things were done in a systematic way to break up what we had, to break us up essentially. Even when we got here, it was done for a reason to break us up.
Yes.
And even as recent as the 1970s, things way to break us up. Like I got proof.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's it's not, but and it's not so it's not fair to say no, we didn't do it. No, we did it. It's just we can do it on a much greater scale and
But the
actually
thing is, but that's not where I was going. We can't do it on a much greater scale if we don't try to fix what was done before.
we
The
can't.
thing
But
is,
this is my very point that I'm trying to make. It every time we get started, and it's more stuff coming up now that is it gets destroyed every time we get started. We've had whole towns, whole neighborhoods, everything where it can be done.
mm-hmm,
Some is recent as the 80s where it's destroyed. It's
mm-hmm.
systematically destroyed. So that's why I'm saying it's unfair to say that it can't be done or whatever. It can
I
be done.
didn't say it can't be done. Hmm?
Now, I feel like if it can't be done, that's the point where we have to look at ourselves to figure out what we're doing wrong.
But
It's not.
the thing is that
It's not just us. It is outside source. It's outside issues that
But the
come
thing,
in.
but the thing is, double dose. The thing is, double dose, that you're not understanding where I'm going at, because you cut me off in the beginning. The point where I'm going to is that the thing is that it can be done. It can be done right now in the age that we're in. But the thing is, in order to get those things done, you have to get black people to vote. You got to get black people. You got to get black people to do the things that they need to do. But the thing is, we're still stuck on what happened way back then. That we don't even try to work together. We don't try to work together nowadays. We don't work together at all.
If we don't recognize the problem, if we don't recognize what we need to get done in order for us to move from the next level to the next level to the next level, we're going to always remain either in a cycle or
you're going to keep repeating it.
So
and
that's
where I was going.
I agree with both of you.
I knew exactly where you were going. But what I'm still going to stand on and say is that things are still being done. Whether majority of it is from the outside coming in, and that's creating division.
Yeah, that's a lot of things. A lot of things happen from the outside. The outside that affect our community. But those things that are happening on the outside, the things that are happening outside, if we work together right now in this day and age, we work together, those things on the outside wouldn't matter.
Yes, it would matter, because those things on the outside still infiltrate and destroy. Whether it's by brute force or systematic laws put into place, it is still going to be done. It's still going to happen.
So is it safe to say that we are still living in a white man's world?
Yes.
Say that again? I didn't hear you.
Is it still safe to say that we're living in a white man's world?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's always.
So my thing is this, because we have had communities where, as you mentioned before, we have had communities and we have had financial stability, we have had financial banks, we have had futuristic ideals and idealistically problem-solving solutions with us black generations of people that we allow the white man to come in to intervene on what we have going on. So when I meant by as far as us making a change, we have to figure out what that problem is, what is that common denominator for us to put a stop and a halt to it, so we can be able to prosper on our own way, so we can benefit off of one another. But because no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What I was going to say was, I wouldn't even go so far as to say we allowed that. A lot of those that was destroyed, like I said, by brute force, like just flat out destroyed, either drowned, burned, bombed, shot up, lynched, whatever. So like,
and when those things,
we have the capability. Like, even for example, even as recent as the last few years, even as the last the last few years. Like you've had like you mentioned about voting. You literally had people still practicing voter intimidation, hanging like people threatening to vote. Like, right on Riverside, they was throwing around those KKK signs in the neighborhoods at people's homes. Like it was still being done to a certain degree. And even now, you got voter suppression law, which is what I'm talking about, like gerrymander, like what dumbass DeSantis did. He called himself "don't can't draw worth a damn." Redid the district line. Redid the district lines, and which was it's called gerrymandering, which changed how the areas where people voted from. And you have like places like Georgia that Stacey Abrams was like really big in pushing for what you call it, the voter suppression law. Because some things it's just granted, yes, you might be like, oh well, you should have your ID, but not to the extent where it's like, okay, you if you don't meet certain requirements, you can't vote. And now they're trying, and then in some areas now they wanted to remove voting by mail, which affects a lot of people. It's got our elderly community and our disabled community.
So
So,
have y'all noticed that they will change over the laws to meet their beneficial actions? Have y'all noticed that?
and that's what I'm bringing up. Like the goal.
But the thing, the thing is, the thing is that the great question is accountability. At what point do we hold ourselves accountable for the things that are happening? Why we hold on? Because right now, who we are as a people, we have billionaires, is Beyonce, Jay-Z, is Oprah Winfrey, all these people, whatever. We have billionaires, whatever. Why I'm just naming billionaires. But so far as accountability, why can't we hold ourselves accountable so far as putting our people in situations where they can get voted into these things? Why are we not pushing so our people can vote? Why are we not doing so? Why are we not doing it so our people can be put into these situations where we can become a better community?
Not doing it. Because I can tell you right now, the campaign 4 years ago, and I'm just using this as an example. The campaign when they was pushing 4 years ago to make it where convicted felons get retain their right to vote in the state of Florida, I was all over the place with that. And I'm just using myself because I can understand. I was all over the place with that one. Hell, you've done grassroots for president. Like people do the work. It's just it's only so much you can do when
push it up.
It's only so much that you can do when you got other folks that try to vote against you. It's only so much you can do when you have people that vote against their own interests. And I'm going to stop saying vote against their own interests. What I have learned is that people do not vote against their own interests. They vote in exactly the way they want to vote. I really got to stop saying.
A lot of times, even when we vote for the things that we want to vote for, it don't even always get pushed through because it's always a sense of control of some sort. Like I go out and vote for the best politician that will be beneficial for the city to uprise it, to bring it back to its life, to bring it back to its values and standards, and it still be put out at the end of the day. What draws the economy, what draws the financial aspects of the United States is murder, sickness, and diseases, medicine. It's a lot of things that are set in place and control that certain standardized laws will not prevail in a way where it will benefit us in a way that we need it to be. So it's a really, really thin line that we're walking on here. And we really have to pay attention to that. Instead of us being in a position where we can talk all day long till our face turn purple, again, I have to ask, what is the common denominator in all of this? Because us blacks, we ran this motherfucking country on a sweat, blood, tears, and everything. Let's be absolutely clear about that. It's absolutely no way that we should not have the equal amount, if not more, of the same power of the same people who are creating these laws and changing it to fit their benefit.
But that was my very point. Like we literally had. I was having a conversation with somebody I think this week, and we were talking about just for example, I don't.
Let's start over.
I was having a conversation with somebody, and we were talking about the party. And the thing is that we had strong leaders. We can have strong leaders, but at the same time, look what happens to them. Like as soon as they start, they raise a little bit of. I can't remember the gentleman's name, cannot. But he was, I want to say in Louisiana this happened. There he was like a huge proponent, like
I don't know. I don't know. But the thing is,
like keep the show going. Like keep the show going, ladies and gentlemen. Like, keep it going.
I don't know. I just really believe if us as a Black community, we all got out and voted, we all work together, we all do things as a team, as a unit, a lot of things will be able to get done. But if we don't do things as a unit, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change.
But the crazy part about it, this is the thing that we as African Americans fail to realize: we don't understand our position of power, and we don't know how to utilize it in a way where it needs to be utilized. And when we do utilize it, it still comes from a place of fear. Because the people who actually are controlling the country are the people who set these bylaws, and these people who set these bylaws can change it as well whenever they see fit. I mean, finally, the LGBT plus community, it really wasn't important back then.
Yeah,
it really wasn't important back then until now. And the only reason why
the thing is, though, the laws they're putting in place doesn't support us now because they're still not teaching LGBT history in schools. The thing is that if you try to adopt it, like I'm trying to do right now, you try to adopt a child right now in Texas, they literally make it harder for you because you're part of the LGBT community. And that's the thing is that nobody really understands is that literally, like, for us as a Black community, we hurt ourselves more than anything. We hurt ourselves more than anything, and the reason why we hurt ourselves is because we telling people stop killing, Black Lives Matter, and stop killing Black people. We're doing the same exact thing over and over again.
And that's another thing I wanted. I'm glad you brought that up. Now, do Black lives really matter to us? Do that really matter to us? And I think that's it in the same sentence as far as like the self-love and is that person really love me and things of that nature. Do that really matter? Because we still out here doing the same bullshit that we have done.
The same shit.
Still doing the same bullshit that was taught to us and what we were allowed to do out of our power of control. We're still out here doing the same bullshit that we once was doing, killing each other in any means necessary when it comes to a dollar bill. We just still out here repeating the same cycle. So just because it has a title on it doesn't mean that it holds its value. That's how I feel. All these deaths that we have experienced, all of these shortcomings in regards to what we needed to get done in our communities has never came to fruition. And it's just I don't even tap into it because again, I try my best not to get into the politics of things because it can be a never ending thing. The truth of the matter is it's never gonna come to an understanding of its own truth. It's always gonna be an ongoing thing because that's just what it is. That's the humane of it all. It's never gonna end. It's inevitable. It's never going to change. Why? Because the people who actually really run this country are not us.
Yeah.
They're not us.
And then the other thing, the other thing is with us, I'm really sick and tired of us voting for people just because they have our skin color. You don't know anything about them. You don't know anything about them. You just vote for them because they're Black. You just vote for them because this is a Black man that's running. We're gonna vote for him. And it's like you don't know you haven't done any research. You don't know nothing about what he stands for. Nothing.
And it's easy for somebody to print out a resume. It's easy for somebody to sit there and manipulate how they can manipulate it in the way that they need to in order for them to get to a certain standpoint. Hell, I did it before. I mean, I don't do it now, but I've done it before. Easy practice. A lot of people don't do the research because they listen with the action of what they see. And sometimes that actually fails. That's just nothing but a propaganda just to get to a certain standpoint of you drawing the crowd in, bringing people in to just win them over to a certain standpoint. And then once they get into that position of power, nothing is being done. So that even lets me know, okay, so are you being ran by a white man or you just wanted to just talk, just to see yourself talk, to put yourself in this position of power, just so you know that you can do that. It's just certain things that populate in my mind that I just don't even tackle because at the end of the day, I got fucking bills to pay. I got people to take care of. I'm trying to sustain in my own motherfucking lane in my own life. Hell, I don't even know if I'm gonna make it alive tomorrow. I just things, but it's really hard to not focus on it because even when I walk outside of my door, I have to face this shit every day. You have to face this every day, Chucky. Those have to face it every day. All of us have to face it every day, and it distracts us away from the important things that really matter. What we really do need to, So what it is. So I mean, it's a bunch of bullshit if you ask me. It's a bunch of bullshit.
It
Welcome to the
is.
land of the free. Welcome to the land of the free.
It definitely is. Double Dose lost Wi-Fi. She finna join back.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I can't wait. Because she done missed a whole chunk of that. Because I know if I would have sat
A
there,
whole chunk of that. A whole chunk of that, and it was all good too. She would love that. She loved the debate. So I know good what she would have had something to come back with.
She would have her brain would have been sprinkling. She would have been coming up, and I'd have been sitting here and eating it up every second of it. But it's the truth, though. It's really the truth, and it's not. And I really appreciate our black activists, past, present, and maybe even in the future. I appreciate them. I appreciate them forming their letters into words for us to understand that they are here for us. I appreciate the educational aspect of what we need to know and how to move forward. I appreciate the skill sets that they're trying to deliver to our communities, but sometimes that shit is not enough.
No,
Because
it's
at
not.
the end, it what matters is the accountability of what are you prepared to do to change with yourself first before you do anything else. And it's so hard to do that because we're in a society where even if we change, it's weird to other people.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird to other people, and it doesn't show value. We
Mm-hmm.
get we get bullied, we get ridiculed, we get pointed at. It just it's not a normal feeling.
Yeah.
So and then it puts you in a perspective of damn, I don't even want to do this shit no more. Like nobody don't value me, nobody don't appreciate me.
Nobody pays attention to me.
Exactly. So it's like, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
And again, I don't want to sit here and say it's a waste of time, but it's honestly, it really starts with you. If you're a negative person, you have to figure out what makes you negative, what makes you toxic, what
You
makes you.
it's getting out of that generational hurt. It's getting out of that
Yeah.
generational things that have just happened in your family for generations. So far as not telling men that they can be loved, not showing men that they can be loved, not showing women how to love the man that they're with, not showing families how to build together.
Chelsea, I'm glad you brought that up. I still have this plan on my homegirl how to suck dick.
You had to tell her how to suck a dick.
I had to.
I mean, I had to do that with Double Dose too. Honestly.
Oh, wait. Oh, that's what say that shit ain't the show. Oh, that is some bullshit. That is some bullshit. I really had to, I can't believe it. But you know what? No, but I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad because, truth be told, us men know how we like to be pleasured, just like some women know how they like their pussy. That's me for
Mm-hmm.
real. I'm not surprised at all. And my homegirl really came to me and was like, "You missed it."
Oh, now she back. Now you gonna turn it back on me.
Yeah, you that girl. You that girl.
Now she back. You gonna turn it back on me.
Listen, I paid my bills, so I don't know why the hell it was acting up. I mean, it came out. I was like, what the hell? I'm so sorry. Where we at in the conversation?
Well, we in the conversation part. So dope was saying he had to teach his homegirl how to suck dick. I still had to do the same thing exactly. Double Dose too. Me and Double Dose had that conversation.
Oh yeah, it started off with our other friend from high school. She started me. She told me to practice on a banana, and then when I'm just listen. I didn't know what I was doing. I was a virgin. So
Okay.
and then that's when he came along and he was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Well, how can I get better? 'Cause I want to, I like to see their toes curl. Like that's the thing for me." So
That ain't my
and he,
thing. I stay up under 4 minutes. You better come in 4 minutes because I'm gonna make you come in 4 minutes and we done.
that's it. No, but see, I get pleasure out of it. So I can keep doing until this starts.
My jaws don't get tired. I'm sorry. And this, now you know what? Okay, now this some freaky shit. I'm gonna tell you on.
Imagine
But
I'm a little lazy. So dope. I'm a little lazy. So it's like, all right, these shit start aching after a while.
this is what I told. Listen, this is what I did to my ex. Right? I think that's probably one of the reasons why he wanted to shoot me on site. Because he ain't want to let me go. You already know why I'm going there with this. I had bought a box of Q-tips one day.
Q-tips.
Follow me. I would have bought the Q-tips one day, right? So I told him I wanted to, treat him. I wanted to, do something, special. And I said, when was the last time you cleaned your ears? And he was like, the fuck you mean was the last time I cleaned my ears? Why would you ask me that? So I'm like, just get grab it to, just grab it and, start cleaning your ears. But don't do it until I tell you to. So he was like, all right, cool. It was random. So I decided to give him, a little fellatio on the couch. He was watching the game and shit like that. So I decided, do my thing. And I started playing with his nipples. And then I was like, go ahead and do the Q-tip. And he was like, I don't know if I can do it. All right. When I tell you, I was giving him here while I was playing with his nipples, and he was like putting the Q-tip in his ear, and he was turning it. I swear to God, he almost kissed away. It was just. Do you know the relief of cleaning your ears with a Q-tip, and you just do it real slow, and it's just kind of like, oh my God, like this, yeah.
I love that. People say that girl that like, ooh, I'm in.
Bitch, he was. I ain't lie. It was the feeling for him. Okay, so again, before you came in, I was explaining to Chucky that a lot of the times women know how to pleasure women when they like their coochie ate, and gay men know how to pleasure gay men when they want to get hit. It's just we just know the feeling. It's just something weird about it.
That makes that I can understand it, which is why I would ask a man like, hey, how can I improve? That would make more sense to me to ask a man how to ask a woman, I mean, granted I did because he was more experienced than I was, but like
Shut
now
Shut the hell up. I see what you just did. You flipped the script completely talking about he was more experienced than I was.
I said she. I was talking about our friend. I said she was more experienced because she literally coached me through it. I was like, I
don't even understand how she did that because she was bad at it when she did it to me.
What?
She was bad
whatever.
at it when she did it to me. I talked her through it. I said, babe,
Was she using teeth?
Well, whatever you did
the thing is, you're gonna say, was she using teeth? I'm okay with teeth. I am, because I'm nasty. I want you to chew on it all. I want you to be completely nasty. Throw up on it all. I want you completely sick.
You're not treating my dick like as with scissor hands. You're not doing that.
You better treat that bitch like a Laffy Taffy.
No, you're not punching on my shit like a motherfucking lollipop. You trying to wait to get to the center of the middle. Bitch.
You better treat that bitch like a Laffy Taffy. You better.
You gonna have to suck her down when you get to the middle, baby. You have to suck her down. I don't want no teeth. Bitch, it better be gum, tongue, back of the throat. It better be everything like that, bitch. I don't want to feel nothing hard. On a sensitive
I do my best not to include teeth unless it's been asked. So far, unless they ask for it, but like
I don't think about my ass while they eating me.
I'm sorry.
What you said?
I don't like no nigga bite my ass while they eating me.
Why they biting your ass?
They biting though.
Because I got like that, baby.
No, I'm asking, what exactly are they biting the cheeks?
Yeah, they're biting the cheeks, not the.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, baby,
I mean,
cannibal extra.
I wouldn't want them chewing on my ass either, but
I didn't. If you want to chew on my ass like some bubble gum, then that's fine. But you gotta ask for permission first, because I don't want to joke and be like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing?
I can't say that. I done had my ass bit before, and it's kind of funny. So it just makes me laugh.
I don't know. I'm nasty. I'm nasty. I'm nasty.
It does.
I'm nasty, but the thing is, I'm only nasty up until I come. Once I come, it's like, ugh, what's wrong with
you? Move.
I'm only nasty up until I come. Once I come, it's like, ugh, what's wrong with you? But all before that, baby, we can do whatever.
No, baby, I need to bust at least like 3 times.
You said you what?
It depends. It depends. Like, I keep going. I have no problem with keep going. But it also depends. Like, if we got all right, we can do it and bust our guts in bed. But if we ain't got nowhere to go the next day, and I done feeling myself, I done had a half cup of liquor. Like, okay, I'm ready. I wanna I got some energy now.
Yeah, we learned that in the cabin.
I don't know.
First
we learned that in the cabin, and always make sure your door is closed.
Absolutely, you have to. Woo,
that was we apologize. It was not.
They had the door open. I closed the door.
I didn't know. First of all, wait. Hold on. To be fair, the door, we didn't know that the door shut all the way. We just thought that's just how it.
They didn't know the door shut all the way. Is apparently what that meant. They didn't know the door shut all the way. They didn't know the door shut all the way, but yeah, the door shut all the way.
I do have a question though. Have y'all ever been put in a situation where y'all actually got walked in?
Yeah.
Yep.
By your parents.
By who?
Parents.
Yeah. Yeah. My mama walked in one time, and I was giving one of the boys down the street head, and she was like, Jay, you need to keep this door open. And then I had to throw her off. So the next day I ate out the girl across the street, and she said, keep this door closed. I don't know what you're doing in here.
No.
Y'all, you gotta keep you confused.
I actually did some fucking freaky shit and got caught. And, I don't know what my mother did, but all I remember is how she started swinging.
Mm-hmm. She what?
I just remember I was in her living room, and I had a DL boy, I had a corner boy, and we was curious. You know, we wanted to, I gave him some head, and the next thing you know, he was tearing my ass off and trying to knock my motherfucking head through her pillow cushion on her couch. And she caught me in an awkward position from the back. So she I just remember her swinging. I was like 17, the boy was probably like 19, I think, like 19, 20. And believe it or not, that's when I came out to my mother. She caught me in that.
No. There's nowhere. I would have went to the full Nelson. I would have went to the house afterlife.
And now, you know what? I love a nasty full Nelson. I ain't even gonna tell you, but we gonna move on. A full Nelson?
Yeah, but it's.
You got to stand farther back.
Raise my hand.
You got
like he got you like this, Pat.
Yeah.
Like it's like okay, so that your arms are up, but it's locked. Like he locked his arms with your arms, but it's like you standing up. And just imagine getting hit from the back without using your arms.
It is lovely.
It is so beautiful.
It is a work of art. It's almost as wonderful as the Eiffel Tower. But then again,
I'm gonna stop. I'm really gonna stop. But no, not even just to get off the topic. Going into what we had talked about earlier, I honestly really do believe that a lot of people need to recognize self-love and loving themselves first.
Mm-hmm.
Before they get involved with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my belief. Even if you know your intentions aren't good at that moment, I feel like it's important to know who you are, what you're doing, and how you're doing it, and give a person a fair shot. I'm just tired of being associated with people who hurt people and hurt people. I don't want to keep going through that because that puts a damper on my healing if I'm in a process of healing. That was the loudest one, did it?
That was not do not disturb.
That my phone is on do not disturb.
My phone will do not disturb. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, my phone will do not disturb.
But yeah, that's. I mean, at the end of the day, that has to be taught. It has to be taught to girls. It has to be taught to boys. It has to be taught to girls because girls will know when to leave a relationship. You'll know when to cut it off in the very beginning. So it needs to be taught. It needs to be taught to guys so that guys know. So guys know how to show that. How, I mean, what exactly to expect and what to expect back. Because if not, you're gonna end up. What's some two famous people that always be fighting and she missing a tooth? The light skinned girl. Yeah, Blueface and them.
I got history with her. I know her family. I know her family. She's from the same city I'm from. She's from the same hood I'm from. Me and her sister grew up together. When I tell you that she came from a really fucked up background, like she came from a really fucked up background, and I'm not going to name the people who I know who I'm related to, and one of them is a celebrity. But with her itself, she really came from a tough background. She fought all her life, and she's a county girl. She's a county girl. She grew up in Baltimore County, but
That's all she know is trauma.
she was never a peaceful girl. But with her, which is why I understand to a certain extent, a certain degree, why she's dealing with Blueface is because he's giving her something that she has never had. Giving her something that she has never had. So when you're put in that position where someone, whether it's wrong, right, indifferent, negative, or positive, if they're giving you something that you've never had, you gonna hold on to that.
Mm-hmm.
That's like so for materialistic shit, not even knowing it, because it's been introduced to you of something.
Because you don't know what love is.
Right, and so she replaced that with love, and that's not even what love really is. Like it's so many people. Like even with me, I'm rooting for her because first of all, she's a beautiful girl to me. She's a beautiful girl to me, and I don't like when beautiful women put themselves in subjective situations where they have to act or feel or put themselves in positions where they look a fool. And that's exactly what this is. So I can get it. I want to accept it, but I'm not going to. I'm just not. I understand it, but I'm just simply not going to do that. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I simply can't do that. That's just fucking ridiculous. I'm not going to place myself on national TV and embarrass myself for ratings. I'm not going to do it.
She had the opportunity to become Olympic runner and all this shit. Like, girl.
Girl, she fights so much, you would think this bitch should be a UFC fighter. This bitch should be a UFC. Like, come on now, bitch. Like, you should be a UFC fighter. You like to run up on bitches and put both feet, not one, both feet on bitches. You like to run up and put both feet on bitches. Like, no, I've never seen a woman on national TV with tennis shoes on, like sprinting, just to jump up and put 2 feet on a motherfucking bitch just to knock him down. Just, you know what I mean? Like, she's in the wrong profession. She's in the wrong profession.
In the wrong profession, chasing after that man.
But that just brings you back to what I was saying before. If somebody loves you the way that they're loving, the only way they know how to love, and they're loving you that way, and it's not the way you want to be loved, do you stay or do you go?
Hard.
I'm always say go.
My answer is going to be mutual because I've been in situations on both ends. I've stayed to get the clarity. I've left. I mean, I don't want to come out to be a fool, but I don't really give a damn because I'm human. And when you love somebody, when you really love somebody on your perspective and your person, it's kind of hard to see the truth. When other people see that and they see that what you're doing is not right, it's like that's all the same. If one of y'all was in a toxic relationship and I'm telling you my bitch, like, come on, like, y'all, you fucking up. This nigga don't love you. He doing this, that, blah, blah, blah. You're not gonna do what I think.
Maybe, and most likely I won't, but I would still. Chucky knows I'm the person. I tell you to leave, and I dance at y'all wedding.
Hell yeah,
I love you at the end of the day, but I mean, I'm still gonna tell you, hey, you need to be different. But are you still with that person that you decided to stay with?
Is that a question for me?
I think she was asking for everybody, but which one?
Which one? Because I'm not.
I'm not with them.
I'm not. You only got one time. You only got that one time. Because I'm crazy. I do some crazy shit, and I know I do. So you only got one time to go over the crazy that I am, and I see jail. I'm done.
I'm done.
Oh, Jay, that question was for you, my dear. But are you still with that person that you decided to stay with? Are you still with them?
I'm not with that person that I decided to stay with only because I got the clarity that I needed from him. And I stayed with him because I wanted to understand and recognize certain traits so I know how to recognize certain things in the future.
Oh, that wasn't. I wouldn't. I stayed there. That wasn't me at all. I literally stayed there because I was still stuck on that first time we met, and that was it.
I have to laugh at myself because my clarity was thick.
Your who? Your clarity was thick? Was dick?
Dick. That's why I stayed longer than I should.
It was good. But you know what? We need more like you. We need more like you because there's not a lot of women that will sit there and say, "Bitch, I stayed because of dick." No, they'll say some other shit. Girl, I stayed because like I feel as though I love him and like, no, bitch, you stayed because of that dick.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely love said person. I had love in my heart from like that type of love. I did. But I can love them from afar and be like, you know what? But I had to walk away from them because I'm like, no, you'll never change for me, and I'm not. That's okay. But baby, the dick is I said, I ain't gonna like
it wasn't even a dick. It wasn't even dick. Because at the end of the day, more dicks that can probably do a combination of things that you was doing. But I mean,
like truth be told, I mean, unless you like a nasty motherfucker, don't care. Who the fuck wants to keep having the dick to dick? I mean, well, now I think that I don't say.
Because I was gonna say I've never had a problem.
I
never had a problem.
Yeah. What did you say?
No, I was saying like, who really wants to like hop on dick to dick? And then I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna ask that because I'm gonna take it back.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, I'm guilty of hop on. So hey.
What you mean? I have hopped around the ones that was in the same family. I went to the brother, the cousin, the daddy, the uncle. I'm not that one. I'm not that one. And then the thing is, I'll still show up at every event.
And that's what we're all still, and that's what I'll be sitting right next to you, like, how you doing? When I say what's up?
And you can be waiting to pistol with me if you want to. But I'm still gonna show up to get my plate.
And I thank you. I thank you.
You can read it out loud.
Okay. Sorry. All right. So she said, what's this? Alicia said that I have to be honest. The letters are so small. I had to read it first, and I've been drinking. I have to be honest. I say because I thought I needed that person to some extent. Okay, whether it has been physical, financial, or mental. Okay, these letters are small. I'm gonna be lying after this.
You need to
I did. I should have got the damn iPad. This iPhone 14 Pro ain't shit.
But this is a great conversation. This is very, 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 very. This is good. And I'm glad that I was not alone. I'm glad I was not alone with seeing that a lot of men don't know how to love because they were never taught how to love. I'm glad I was not alone with that. I'm also glad that I was not alone with women need to be taught as well how to love and how to love as well. But I mean this was a great little conversation.
Beautiful.
And I would like to tell everybody to please hit up shittalkpodcast.com. We got a lot of shit on there that you can get. Super dope. So dope. Don't let me forget to mail your cup this week because I don't forget.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about my cup. And for those who are curious, yes, I did mace my ex-boyfriend's mother.
Yes, because that was the primary.
With bear mace.
With bear mace, the kind that sticks.
Yes, the kind that sticks that you gotta be like this and shit to scratch off, like a scratch off. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
And here's the thing: the ex still wanted him back. So I mean, hey, you got it.
It's gonna be awkward at reunions, but yeah.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be awkward. I wouldn't be surprised if she look at me a little funny. She might try to do something to me, but I got something for her ass too. I got something.
He made a homemade mace. He got rat poison and rage.
And guess what? I'm not eating that damn food. If they offer me a plate, oh, here you go. Who made that plate? I ain't eating it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
But this is great. Until next Sunday, 7 p.m. We will be here. Sorry we're not here last week. We went on a hiatus. We took a nice little vacation. Went out to Pigeon Forge. Had a very, very, very lovely weekend. I got so damn drunk.
Yes. He threw me, y'all. He picked me up and he threw me.
I got so damn drunk. I got in a hot tub. It was 20 degrees outside. I got in a hot tub with my underwear on.
Last weekend, I went to DC, and this is okay. So, if you guys, before we go, if you guys ever happen to venture to DC, I recommend that you guys go to Nelly's. It's off of U Street. They serve the best drinks that money can buy. One drink will have you driving on the wrong side of the street. That is not an encouragement. Please do not drive. I'm not responsible for anybody's accidents, but I'm just giving you an example out of a joke. That they really serve some excellent drinks. I recommend it. Please go there. It's so fun. It's very friendly. I went at like wants to know my ex was definitely there. Talking about in the bathroom. We're not gonna get into that topic. It's Sunday. We'll have to stop that. But
And again, I am your bartender with a purse. So just let me know if you need any drink recipes. Next week when we get on, I am gonna make a drink on here. I'm gonna make a drink on here and I'll let everybody know what's gonna be in it. But my name is Bartender with a Purse, so I do bartend as well. But yeah. So I got you.
And I'm gonna have a nap.
You said you have a nap? Jesus. All you offer is naps.
That's all I got. Nap and head. All I can give you.
Nap and head.
You can't go wrong with that. It's the time, baby. You can't go wrong with that.
All right. With your nappy headed ass, we're gonna have a good night.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Shit. They talking that shit. That's a double dose. Underlay, vamonos. They lucky I did not pull up with the check, but they wanna hear it, so here I go. Let me talk my shit. Yeah. Let me talk my shit. Things like this, it don't happen often. I get around my partner.